Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, first of all, I greet you. When I was considering whether to go to this summit, I wondered what the former Prime Minister of the Czech Republic, a man who has been active in Czech politics for many years, could say to the participants of the summit, where a great part of them are leaders from Asia. After all, the Czech Republic may be somewhat distant from their way of thinking. Our country is on a different continent. Also, we may be involved in a different political world and share slightly different values. When it comes to values, I don't know, always think that the Czech Republic is involved in a right way. So, when I read at home the materials of this summit, I found out that the main idea of this forum is the effort for a more humane world. In my eyes, it is primarily a world without wars, a world without extreme poverty, and a world with increasing education of people. I have always supported our membership in the European Union, even though in recent years it has also had negative consequences. I will put aside the economic aspect of this project and emphasize that in my eyes it is primarily a peace project that the far-sighted leaders of some West European countries managed to create in the 1950s. There has been no war on the territory of the EU states throughout the existence of the European Union. For example, if between 1870 and 1945 there were 3 wars between Germany and France, today these countries are close allies who cooperate closely. Recently, I have paid a lot of attention to the Chinese Belt and Road project. I have the opportunity to attend 3 major world summits in Beijing. I must admit that 12 years ago, when this project was launched, I considered it too large to be realistic. Today, this project is entering its 2nd successful decade. More than $1 trillion have been spent on it, mostly on the acquisition of infrastructure in 140 countries around the world, on the construction of power plants, roads, highways, high-speed railways, ports, etc. This has, of course, changed the lives of millions of people, and the project continues. The European Union has announced a similar project, however, for less money, about 300 billion euros, but it should serve similar purposes as the Chinese project. As far as I know, this project is still in the beginning phase, and I only hope that customs and trade wars and the danger of militarization of the European economy will not derail it. European political elites have been showing increasing political blindness recently. Today, there is a real possibility of ending the war in Ukraine as a result of new American foreign policy. And I welcome any peace initiative that leads to an end to the war anywhere in the world. European political elites, that is the majority of them, approach Trump's peace plan for Ukraine with guided distaste and resistance. They speak openly about the need to resolve the entire conflict in favor of Ukraine by force. But fortunately, they are not able to do so, since the only alternative to a peaceful solution in Ukraine is war. And war is the destruction of human lives and the destruction of enormous material values which have been created primarily by previous generations. War is therefore not something that a responsible politician should strive for. The result of war is the destruction of human lives, and it does not matter whether it is in Ukraine, Russia, Gaza, or some other local conflict. Ladies and gentlemen, as I return to the opening part of my speech, where I mentioned that the main idea of this forum, as I see it, is the effort for a more humane world. It should be a world where the clash of national interests and their political elites take place primarily in the field of diplomacy, and ideally on the sport field, where such contests, however, are not politicized. And it should be a world where the people, the general public, not political and economic elites, decide the fate of society and the world. As for armament, the enormous sums that Western politicians in particular are planning to spend in the coming years, along with the associated militarization of the European economy, should be limited solely to defense purposes. I see everything beyond that as a waste of resources.
Would you please conclude your
conclusion? Of resources that could instead be used for the public good within each country and to support the developing world. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my view should be true purpose of political efforts in Europe, Asia and Americas and whole world. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, dear Prime Minister.